Hey you guys, Loot Wizard here with another video on Gems of War, and this one has audio. I'm sorry about the last video. I was in such a hurry yesterday, and I made that video really quick. I didn't realize that my microphone was disconnected, so the joke's on me. Um, I'm also sorry too that I haven't been putting as much content on my channel. I've just been going through a lot of real life things the past like month really, so haven't really felt that as into it, and obviously my time has been constrained by those real life issues as well. So but in the future here, hopefully I can find more time to start putting more videos out, and that'll be good. Plus, I also really appreciate you guys voting on the community section where I posted like 5 different games that I was kind of interested in playing on this channel. And it looks like Borderlands 3 is currently at the top. Let me see if I can just pull up the poll real quick so you can see it. And then we're going to get into the Soulforge video in a minute. But I just want to show this here. So this is the poll that I put out. If you haven't come over here and vote, there's only 35 votes now. So if you do want to put have your say in what's gonna, what game here I'm gonna play next, or along with Gems of War on this channel, you can come over here and vote. Right now, Borderlands 3 is at 37% at the top, and then Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. So most likely it's gonna be one of those two that I'm gonna play next on the channel, along with doing some Gems of War videos. So also, there is a comment section here below. I believe a few other people have commented a couple of other games. So if you do want to see me play a game that's not here on my poll, you can just put it in the comments, and I'll take a look at it and see if it's something I'm interested in, or if I already own, and then I might consider playing that as well. So yeah, fun times ahead with all that. So let's go right into the Soulforge video here. I'm going to try to remember most of what I said yesterday, but it's not going to make a difference because nobody heard what I said anyway because the mic was off. We're going to start with weapons as normal here. I don't recommend any of these. The hook sword is one of those mana generating weapons. It's based on it's boosted by the amount of allies you have from that kingdom. This is a Shentang weapon. So, I mean, those, unless you're into collecting them, or unless there's some like really powerful troops in that kingdom, then otherwise I don't recommend those. So way down at the bottom, we do have a doomed weapon, but it's not a good one. I would wait to get one of the doom weapons that convert gems into doom skulls, because those are the best ones. And 900 diamonds is a pretty heavy cost. So Sky Hero, this weapon here is actually pretty useful, but I would only get it if you're collecting, because there's much better weapons that you can save up for. Things like Rope Dart, Trickster Shot, things like that. The Sky Hero, I use it very rarely, even though it is pretty good. It will destroy a column, and every yellow gem and destroyed it creates 4 red gems, and the boost ratio there is obviously 4 as well over on the side. So you can create quite a few red gems with that weapon, as long as there's enough yellow on the board. But I don't recommend it. I'd wait, get yourself Rope Dart or Trickster Shot. So moving on to troops, we got the Summoning Stones here, and from yesterday there was only like one that I said was possibly something you want to go for if you don't have it. Satyr Musician, wherever it is, probably yellow. Yep. So Satyr Musician is, I still think, a decent troop. It's not going to be like super overpowered, or like it's not necessarily a must-have troop, but it's a pretty good troop that's not a legendary. It deals damage to the first 2 enemies, steals magic from them, and silences them. And the silence is what makes it pretty powerful in my opinion, because it can really shut down on the first 2 troops on the team. And a lot of times the hero is in the top spot. So if that hero is not immune to silence, which there's only maybe 2, maybe 3 classes that are, so most of the time you're going to be able to silence that hero, and that could really save your team from some damage. So that one I would try to get if you don't have it, and if you can spare the yellow summoning stones. Purple, nothing really there. Nothing there that I recommend. I mean, there's some okay troops in there, but it's nothing that I would spend summoning stones trying to get. Now, for legendary troops, we do have some good ones here. We have Emperor Corvash, which does true damage, uh, stuns enemies, and drains their mana. This is going to hit the first 2 enemies. So this is a really good legendary troop. Tesla, this is a fantastic troop for all throughout the game, no matter what level you are, whether you're level 1 or you're level like 2000. Tesla is still a really good legendary troop because it deals true scatter damage boosted by all ally and enemy armor, and so that's a really fantastic troop for high explore battles and high delve battles. Plus, if you get the weapon, the Shield of Verskaya, you can really boost the damage of this troop, so that's cool. Emperor Liang is a decent support troop. I don't use it really as often as I do Divine, or Divinia, rather. I was going to say Divine Ishbala, but what I was thinking of was Divinia. Divinia, I think, is better than this one, but this one still is a really good support troop. It's going to destroy all gems of a chosen color, and then it gives all allies matching of that color life and 4 magic. Then, of course, whenever you do a 4 or 5 match down here, it will enchant a random ally. So that's good. Now, King Bloodhammer, and I would say King Bloodhammer is almost as powerful as some mythic troops. And in fact, it's definitely way better than the lowest tier of mythic troops, like some of those really, really bad ones. But King Bloodhammer, the reason why it's really good is it's going to deal spell damage as well as transforming blue gems to Doom Skulls. So Doom Skull damage is an amazing damage type. And probably we won't use King Bloodhammer quite as much in the future now that we're getting more troops. We already got a mythic troop, the Lord of Slaughter, that does create Doom Skulls, and then we also are getting one along with the campaign that's going on. So King Bloodhammer might not be as useful as it used to be, but it's still a really powerful troop. Now, as far as Mythics go, it's not a great week. We have Infernus, Champion of Anu, Umanoth, and Zillipochtli. And these are just not fantastic. Infernus is still okay, but it's not as great as it used to be. Infernus is going to do splash damage to 2 random enemies. It explodes 5 random gems. And then we got Champion of Anu here, which is a useful troop, but it's also not something I consider top tier mythic. It will silence, stun, and drain all mana from an enemy. It deals damage to them and all enemies below them. Has pretty high damage reduction by skulls. It also gives all blue allies 1 to all stats at the start of each turn. So that's pretty cool. It's not the bottom tier and it's not top tier. I'd say it's somewhere in the middle tier of mythics. So then we have Umanoth, which is really only good for putting at the top of your team simply because its trait here. You place Hunter's Mark on enemies when doing skull damage, and Hunter's Mark deals double damage from skulls to that enemy. It does have 20% chance to dodge skull damage, but it has no other means of reducing any damage by skulls, which is kind of unfortunate since you're going to put it at the top. In order to use this Eagle Eye trait, you have to put it at the top of your team, and it's like it's going to die pretty quick because you don't have much damage reduction by skulls here, and it's going to get hit quite a bit, especially since its ability will, if an enemy dies, it gains 10 attack and it creates 12 skulls, and there's no guarantee that those 12 skulls are actually going to match and do like a 3 match or 4 match. So those skulls that it creates could be used against it. And it doesn't have really a great way to reduce damage from skulls. So then we got Zillipochtli, and I wish this troop was so much better, but it just isn't. It deals damage to an enemy boosted by purple gems, and that's a 1-to-1 ratio, so if you have 20 purple gems on the board, it's going to give you an extra 20 spell damage. But if there is a storm, it'll deal double damage, and if an enemy dies, create 12 skulls. Now, the only thing it's got going here with the skull synergy is inflict death mark when doing skull damage, and that's not good at all. So it's kind of a weird thing how it creates skulls. You really need like another troop that takes advantage of it creating skulls, because it won't really do that on its own. And since to get the most out of this troop, you're going to want probably a purple storm going, because the purple is going to boost the damage, as well as just a storm being active is going to make you do double damage. So purple storm is probably the best to go for it, but then there's the other problem of it will deal 12 damage to a random enemy when you're matching yellow gems. And if you have a purple storm going, it's called a dark storm actually, but if you have that going, you're going to have less of a chance to match yellow gems, and then, you're not going to really do much damage there with that trait. So it's a really weird troop. I really have not found a way to use it at, high levels. You're never going to really see this troop in PvP unless you're a low-level player. That's probably the only area where this mythic troop is useful, is if you're a low-level player. So... yeah, so anyway, my opinion on mythic troops in order in which I would put them is Infernus is probably still number 1, Champion of Anu second, and then Umanov third, Zilopachli is fourth, and that's the order in which I would craft those guys if you want to craft all of them. But so that's pretty much Soulforge there. This week the event kingdom is Shentang, so we do have some troops that are pretty good in this kingdom. I'm going to go select it here real quick. And if we go down to Shentang, I need to sort by base rarity here. We have Tian Yi as the mythic troop, which is not great. It's kind of a mid-tier mythic, but we do have Emperor Liang in here. But also, I would say Keelan and Yao are probably the two best troops that you can try to get. If you don't have them, now is the time to use some of your event keys and see if you can pull Keelan or Yao, because those are really great troops. So that's what's going on there. The other thing is for the events this week, we have Guild Wars going on at the same time that we have a world event called Bull Blockade. I'm not really going to go over Guild Wars because it's like, Guild Wars, we pretty much all either hate it or love it, and most people, I think, hate it. I've already done videos explaining some of the defense and how to get those points up there a little bit higher. So, I'm not really going to go over that in this video. Bull Blockade, though, just like I showed a few teams in the video that I uploaded yesterday with no audio. So we'll see what I can do here. I think this was the team that I was showing off. I think I selected something else to begin with and then switched around something, but I can't remember. But there are some decent troops in this selection. You do have the troop type is Elf and Urska. So right now I'm using an Elf team, except for the class. I went with Titan on that. But Tulieo, if you have this, it's really great. You can choose a color, enchant all allies of that color, and give 6 mana, then boosted by gems of that color. So I did a whole green theme here so that Tulieo can be used to enchant and give mana to every single troop, including itself, because they all use green. So this is my team here that I'm probably going to use throughout the duration of this event. But you do also have a few other options in here. One of them that's probably pretty simple is to use the Urska Guardian troops. So I think they're down here. Yeah, the Defiance troop here. These Guardian troops are really good, and especially if you have them fully traded, because they do reduce damage from skulls by 50%, and they give 4 to all skills on Urska allies when matching 4 or more gems. And you could probably use Mountain Crusher as a weapon with Titan class with 2 of these and 2 or 3 of them. But you could use 2 of them along with, let me find the troop here, Urskula. Urskula is a legendary troop that makes all Urskas start the battle with 50% mana. So you could throw this guy maybe down in the bottom, and then throw 2 of those Guardian troops in there, and then Mountain Crusher at the top of the team with Titan class. And that would also be really powerful, probably through most of the event. Because this event, once you get a medal, and I did show that in the shop here, I bought up through tier 4 with gems, and I got a medal. And equipping the medal for this event, it's called the Medal of Balance, and gives you 160% spell damage for all troops in the current event. So we're going to be getting 160% of that spell damage. So that's pretty good. You know, pretty much any troops that you're going to select in here that do spell damage. Yao is fantastic. But that 40 damage there, it's already getting boosted by its life and some other factors here. But the 160 spell damage is going to be amazing. So I guess I can go through one quick battle here, but it's going to be so easy because I really haven't done any battles yet. I haven't had time to really go through and get up to a higher level. But it's going to be really easy here because they're so low on life and health and armor and all that stuff. I mean, but this team here still is powerful to get us all the way up to pretty high levels. So that's the team I'll probably use. But the like I said, the other the Urska version with the Guardian troops is a good idea as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Soulforge video stuff. I think that's pretty much where I ended it yesterday. I think I talked a little bit longer in this one. I was in a real hurry. Real hurry yesterday to get that video out. It's okay. Mistakes happen. But yeah. So I guess if any of you guys want to know what I still think of the campaign, I'm still not sure about the campaign. I'm not really into it. You know, I've had a lot of other things going on in my life in the past like month here, so. My focus has been kind of off of Gems of War for weeks here, but the campaign just feels like it's a chore to do because once I do a task, and also it makes you spend keys. Like I usually save up keys the whole month, all my glory keys, all my gem keys, all that kind of stuff, until the new mythic comes out every first Friday of the month. And so they want me to use 25 glory keys here, and like I'm usually saving those up so I have a better chance to get to get the mythic. And now, like for convenience sake, I need to open 50. They want me to open 25, but I'm not sitting here and doing one at a time over here. So now I'm gonna have to waste 50 glory keys just to get this this task done. And then you got to come all the way in here, and then you got to click this to collect the task, and it goes through this little animation of how many stars you got. And I don't know, it just feels like it's really cumbersome to come in here, click on campaign, click here, and then click here, and then click collect. And you got to do that for every single task. I wish there was a way that you could just click on this tab, and once these are done, you just click like down here, collect or something, and then it just collects all of them when they're done. Like that would be a lot easier. But you know, it just feels even more like a chore to come in here and collect each little task. But and then you got to use like these certain kinds of weapons for so many battles, and like I don't know. I still don't like this campaign, and I still haven't paid the money, the $10. So I might not. This might be one of those times where I just don't pay any money and I wait for this this mythic troop, wherever it is here at the end. Kurandara. However you say this guy's name. I love my Doomskull troops, I really do, but I'm not really liking the campaign, and I might just wait to craft this guy in the Soulforge when he comes around and save my $10. I already have Lord of Slaughter, so you know they're basically the same color combination too. They just don't do the same thing. This one converts yellow gems to Doomskulls. The other one creates brown gems and then turns all brown gems into Doomskulls. So I feel like I don't know if I would use Kurandara that much. I could just throw in my Lord of Slaughter instead if I want to do something with Doomskulls like that and probably have the same enjoyment out of it. The only thing is like maybe during certain events, this troop would be the only one that I could use, and then it would be useful for that. But I don't know. I'm still a little bit undecided about that thing. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. So I apologize for uploading that video yesterday with no audio. I should have checked it before I made it public. But I got, when you record lots and lots of videos, you don't always check every single one. And I probably should do that due diligence. But I'll have to be more careful in the future. But I do apologize for that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.